When I was in pilot's training and I was ready to give my final check flight, I was really scared. I was a very young man, actually I think too young for such a task, but I did it anyway. And I was sitting in that plane and the examiner was sitting beside me, and he must have seen that I was trembling or extremely nervous. I must have been pale. And he had a little knee board with him. And that knee board was a checklist, the things that I had to do, and he would put check marks, and at the end he would sign if I had passed. And then he did something incredible. I'll never forget that. He asked me whether I was nervous, and of course I said I am. He said, "Look, son, what I'm doing here." And he signed and checked the box that I had passed before the engines were even on. And he said, "Congratulations, you have passed your final check flight. Now show me something." One of the best flights I've ever experienced. And you know why? There was no need to be fearful. There was no need to be afraid. There was no need to be bothered about whether I pass or not. I had already passed. And now, because I was so joyful and so happy and I loved flying, I had a wonderful flight, a wonderful hour or two with him. And that's the gospel. That's what "it is finished" means. Before you even put your hand to the keeping of the law, God already signs in the blood of His only Son, His only begotten Son, that you have passed, that you will go into eternal life. And now show me something. If you love me, keep my commandments. But you have passed. Dear brother, dear sister, stop bothering yourself. Stop piercing your soul with these questions. Run to Jesus Christ. Receive this signature in His own blood. And then joyfully walk in His ways because you love Him. And this only He could do because of His substitutionary atonement. Because He passed it for you. His righteousness, His keeping of every single law at all times is being imputed unto you. It becomes yours, while your sin was imputed unto Him on that cross. And that made this signature possible. When we go back where we started, with Jesus' last words on the cross, "It is finished," we can clearly see that He didn't mean His physical or spiritual pain even. It was not a frustrated, dying capitulation. "It's all over, I'm finished." That's not what He meant. It wasn't a sober statement of facts either. It was a victorious thunder, an explanation of victory. It was a declaration that He had won for His people. He had earned eternal life unto them. It was a cry that has been heard around this world until this day. It is Christ crying out to the Father, "I did it, Father, I did it. I remained obedient. I held out unto death, and I have saved those that Thou hast given me. And nobody will snatch Him out of my hand." Beloved, I don't know how much stronger I could tell you, it is finished. There's nothing to add for you, even if you wanted. Christ has paid it all. The only way to salvation, the only way to reconciliation with God is through what Christ has already accomplished, what He has already done.